Boom shakalaka!
All right.
Did you guys say boom shakalaka? We got a studio audience and I don't think they contributed. One more time, Nate.
You know what time it is.
Boom shakalaka!
Yeah.
Now we can start. See, when we got a studio audience, we got to let everybody know it's Friday.
I don't know. Some people are looking forward to that day of the week as the best day of the week.
Oh, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Miss Rocki and Chaveevah North End Update Live, because there's always something good happening on the North End.
And everywhere else.
And
yes.
you know this. That's why you're here. You want to find out all about it. We got some great contests coming up today. You got to write down who the person is on your sketches, Chaveevah, on the North End Update page and on the Rocki and Chaveevah page. So no matter where you're watching today, you'll get to win something, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Super duper guests today, Chaveevah. Who do we have?
Yes, absolutely. We have Lynn from Genesis Studio Spa, and we also have Brion Martin, author of The God Theorem. So we're going to have a nice, very interesting conversations about both things today, and yeah, we got a great show.
Yes, exciting show. I can't wait to pick their brains and find out how we can actually be more beautiful and more spiritual. We're going to be all better after this show.
Oh, my goodness.
Right?
That's right.
We want to shout out to our frequent viewers, Jim Gardner, Lori Dale, Renita Wright, and Shanae Rivers.
May Ambrose and Rodney Frost, too. And everybody out there, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, please do. We are looking to raise that up because we're going to be going live on YouTube sometime soon as well. We're going to have Nate out in the field doing some great stuff, so make sure you keep watching us. We're approaching 5 years of positivity here in Waterloo, Chaveevah.
I know, and those years just zoomed by like, wow. And here we are.
Here we are, started
Yes,
on
we
the
are.
bottom, now we in front of the Jesse Cosby Center.
Okay.
Hey!
Yes.
It's about time to party, so watch out for some party news. We're going to celebrate in April sometime, somehow.
And we want to remind everyone, our show is brought to you in part by a grant from the Waterloo Community Foundation and our sustaining collaborators, the Ferguson Real Estate Team and the Jesse Cosby Neighborhood Center.
That's right. And if you want to get your house sold or anything like that, you need to call Travis Ferguson and the Ferguson team to take care of any of your real estate needs. All right. And he's going to be giving away some stuff, too, on our show. He's one of our sustaining collaborators. Also, who else is, Chaveevah? The Jesse Cosby Center.
That's right. And for more than 50 years, the Jesse Cosby Center has been a multicultural, multi-generational service provider for individuals and families, including senior services, an adult daycare center, Meals on Wheels, and youth and feeding programs, feeding and employment. So for more information about what Jesse Cosby Neighborhood Center provides, you can call them at 319-234-1793.
Right. And you know, I knew that I talked to the Ferguson real estate team today. They want to promote that they are giving away a free class for anybody. It's a $500 value. If you're interested in being a real estate agent, then all you have to do is call this number, 319-900-1799, and the Ferguson team will hook you up with your free class to start real estate business. So that's a great opportunity that is extended from them. So you might want to take advantage of them. All right. It's a great career opportunity. Everybody can't go to college, right? So, you know, you can do things like that, trade school, all of that. So where are we, Chaveevah? We got some Give It Air. We're going to be talking about Uncle Tom today when we introduce our guests. And right after the Soul Town, we're going to introduce our guests and get deep, because I know Brion, he could go all the way out there when it comes to talking about God, because he's a preacher, don't you know?
Oh.
Actually, he's my son-in-law.
Oh.
That's family.
I didn't know that.
Right. Yes. Okay, Nate, I think it's about time to talk about the Soul Town.
Yes.
Yeah. So today, I want to first ask, because I never personally heard it myself, so I wanted to ask you guys, have you heard of, well, first, the article is called Grandma's Prayers Are the Reason We Are Still Here by Chillin' Herself, innovative extraordinaire.
Yes.
And she had mentioned that she read once that the power of praying grandmothers can change the world. I don't know if that's a saying or...
I believe it's definitely true. Yeah. My world changed because of my grandmother's prayers. I'm certain of that.
Yeah, and because your grandparents, really, your grandmothers, invest a lot of love and expectations and hope for the future. And so, yes, the prayers of your grandmothers cover you. Your grandparents, your grandfathers too, they cover you to make sure that you live and survive to reach your potential.
So yes, it's definitely true, Nate.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I just never heard, like, I guess that sort of thing. But just an interesting part I read was when Chillin' had mentioned that, speaking of grandmothers in general, that grandmothers possess power and strength unlike any other. They prepare the best meals. They discipline with love, either in a conversation, with words, or good deeds. They always have a few dollars to give as a gift, or that sweet piece of hard candy to give you the right moment when you think you might fall asleep in church. They always have the right things to say and do just at the right time. Even after grandmothers have transitioned and gone on to be with the Lord, sometimes you can still smell their sweetness or feel their presence.
Oh, I love it, Nate. Wow, that is so great to hear. Yeah, great article, and it kind of really pulls my heartstrings as a grandmother, because I want to think that I have a special place in my grandchildren's heart, and hopefully my sweet presence is gone here after I'm gone as well. So, are you close to your grandmother, Nate? Do you?
Yeah, I would say I'm close to both of them. I'm fortunate that they're both still alive, and they're very loving and caring, so I appreciate them both. So.
Are they the cookie baking kind of grandmothers, or what kind of grandmothers do you have? Not putting you on the spot, but
yeah. My mom's grandma, I would say she's more of the cooking one. She makes some pretty good food. Actually, I tried raccoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Did you like it?
I mean, I didn't, but she kind of makes, just some exotic things, and some of it's good, but that wasn't good. I tried that from her, but bean soup, that was good. I got bean soup from her. But my other grandma on my dad's side, she's more of the money type, so give me a few dollars every now and then, or hey, use this for gas money, but,
Sure.
So, yeah.
Right. A lot of people may laugh about raccoon, or we just call it coon. Back in the day, in fact, my father's best compliment to me was, I could talk a coon out of a tree on a pack of hounds.
Okay.
So, yeah, raccoon is
power of persuasion.
Yes, power of persuasion. But, yeah, raccoon is good to eat for some people.
Some people, yeah.
It's different, and yeah.
I like those divisions you made too. There's cooking grandma and there's money grandma.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Nate. As always, you did a great job in talking about The Soul Town. And to get your copy of The Soul Town, you can go to thesoultownmagazine.com
or you can go to Earth's Beauty Supply right over at 704 Franklin Street. You can call Chillin' herself if you want to at 319-505-4020.
That's right. Yes, that's fine. And also, we want to say newsflash birthday people, stay tuned because we got Brion Martin. I think we're going to do a wide shot and introduce our guests. We got Brion, and we have Lynn. Lynn, I can't never, what is your last name? Tackett. Yes, welcome. And Lynn is from the Genesis Spa, Genesis Salon, and
Studio Spa.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
Leave it to me. And also Brion Martin.
Before we jump into talking with our guests any further, I think we have some comments.
Yeah, we just have a few viewers checking in. Looks like maybe Powell.
Maybe. Yes.
Maybe Powell Caston said, "Hey."
Hey, baby. She's sitting inside the building. We're sitting outside.
That's right. We're outside. She's up in the building.
Oh, okay, that's it? Okay, well, I thought we had more comments.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of people waiting.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
okay,
we
so
love
they
you.
hate-
Thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to introduce we had just introduced our guests, but we're going to ask you to start off the show. We always go ladies first. This is Women's Month and Women's History Month, and we've been asking our guests, are there women in your life that have made a difference to you? And who would they be?
I would say my mom would be my first. I'm the youngest of 4 adopted children.
Oh.
And I'm full-blood Samoan. I just got my final adoption paper history last month.
Wow, how exciting
But,
is
yeah,
that?
So my parents grew up in Chicago, and so my parents were almost 50 when they adopted me, and they were married during World War II and
my
grew up in the Depression. So I really appreciate the history that my mom had given me, because when I was young, it was hard because they were older, and I sometimes when I was that age thought, oh, I wish they could go to all these different things. But looking back now, what they gave me was wisdom. Taught me how to be a lady, raised me as a Christian, took me to church, taught me good manners, and those are things I passed on to my daughters. And now listening about grandmas, I'm a grandma. So I didn't know my grandma more than about 6 years. They died when I was young, but I'm probably the cookie grandma.
Oh,
so,
yes,
I'm
okay.
learning. Got to have that jar full when they come.
Let's
so,
make that difference, right? Well, good for
so
you.
That was it.
Yeah, well, that's great, and thank you for sharing that, because we do agree that women, we want to make that perpetual. You know, we want to make sure that our daughters feel the same way about us.
I was saying they were they're grown, so I can call them like women inspire you. So if they're watching,
Yes.
I am very blessed to have my 2 girls. They have just been wonderful in just continuing just those things about, being polite and being courteous
It's
and
important.
think about
A
others,
lot of people don't
and it
teach
just
their
means a
kids
lot.
right.
I know, and those are supposedly little things that really help you make your way in the world and relating to other people. So it's very important.
How about you, Nate? Nate. What's your name, son-in-law? Brion.
Oh, it comes and goes.
This is my
This year they've been calling me Brion.
handsome son-in-law, Brion, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot, being kin and all, but
No, it's all good.
how about a woman that inspires you? Are you going to say me or your mom
Oh my God.
or your wife?
It's almost blasphemy to say anything but mom.
Of course.
Just because that's your first teacher. My mother laid the foundations for everything I knew and believed. She got me here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kudos for that. Honestly, it's a number of women. Just to name a few. My wife particularly, after we got married, I didn't see, the funny thing about getting married is that you can believe that you've made it a little further than what you really have. Like, well, I've arrived. I thought my patience was on point. I thought my grace was on point. And like when somebody else moves into your space, like you really see the flaws or the cracks in your armor. And my wife has seen the flaws and the cracks in my armor, and she's been a safe place. You know what I mean? So she didn't chip the paint. If anything, she painted over the things that I would consider were imperfections. Great. And just like really breathe life into that. So my mother
and your wife.
My wife, absolutely. Definitely.
Yes. Nate, we have comments?
Wonderful.
Yeah, we got some more people checking in. We have Renita White saying hello, everyone.
Hey, our
Hey,
women.
Renita.
Yes, we're gonna.
We have Chastity Martin saying, what a good-looking author you have on the show.
Oh my
Can't wait
goodness,
to hear
she's
from
a
that
little
guy. And yeah.
All right. And our woman, we have a woman that inspires as well. I think we have a picture of her. She's also a mother. She was a mother and a grandmother. And oh, what a nice collage there. A couple of pictures of Miss Mary Spencer, Chaveevah.
Yes, I'm sure there are so many people who can say some wonderful things about Miss Mary Spencer. She She touched a lot of lives during her years as an educator at Logan Middle School and at Western Intermediate. Her daughter says that she was a very gifted musician at Payne AME Church. Just one of those people that carried herself in a very quiet way, but made quite a great impact. So
she did, and you know what? My fondest memory. You were with me. We went there, and Reverend Baring was just starting at Payne, and he was always kind of gruff. I love you, Reverend Baring, but he was kind of gruff, and like he was telling the choir to, I don't know what to do, and I just remember Miss Spencer just sat there and in defiance doing it, whatever she thought she should do her way, and nobody said anything different because she had that much spunk and pull in the congregation. But she was so, and I guess that's a good word to use, spunky to me, and energetic. So yeah, that's our honoring Miss Mary Spencer. Thank you so much, Francine, for sharing all that information about your mom. We're going to quick talk about our Give It Air. A lot of people, what have you heard about Uncle Tom? What kind of things would you say that Uncle Tom has had a bad reputation? I don't mean to jump on you, but either one of you guys, do you have any kind of, what do you think of when you think of Uncle Tom?
or maybe you've not heard anything.
Yeah.
Or,
The only thing I can think of is Uncle Tom's Cabin. That's the only reference. I remember growing up in school and hearing that and having to read a little bit of Uncle Tom's Cabin. That was taught, that and Huckleberry Finn and things when I was a kid.
My thing was, I always thought Uncle Tom was being somebody that was like a traitor or a turncoat, kind of somebody that just would like tell the master bad things about what the other enslaved people were doing. You, Brion, did you ever have a idea?
Yeah, the only thing I ever heard about Uncle Tom were disparaging things. And it wasn't because he was a bad person. It was because the way that they depict him, like retrospectively, you would see him as like a victim of Stockholm syndrome. So a person who had like the house and the field, and he was just a person, like the way the book tries to depict him as a person committed to his faith. And even though he doesn't snitch on the people who run, like he doesn't himself run. You know what I mean? So it's almost like his Christianity is
And that was
ball and
his
chain for him, so to speak.
depiction in the book. So, but the true story of Uncle Tom, Chaveevah, you want to
Okay,
share
there were
with
a
us?
number of things that were shared about the real Uncle Tom. That he was a man who refused to beat black women. He was a man who refused to tell on other slaves. He would put cotton in other slaves' bags at night so they wouldn't get beat. He helped 100 slaves get free long before the Underground Railroad. Any number of things, and his real name was Josiah Henson.
He was also an author, abolitionist, and a minister born into slavery in Port Tobacco, Charles County of Maryland. He escaped to Upper Canada in 1830 and founded a settlement of laborers' school for other fugitive slaves in Kent. So stop calling these sellouts Uncle Tom. So that's just, and I guess was he depicted that way in
Well,
Harriet
it's not
Beecher's
depicted
show?
on his actual biography. It's depicted on how
In
he
the
was
book.
portrayed in the book. You know
Okay,
what I
that's
mean?
what
So-
the difference is. But we
And
just
that insult in our community is
Sure.
intended for someone who is looked upon as, quote, a sellout.
sure,
Which-
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to
Sometimes
give
it's
that a little
appropriate.
air, Chaveevah. We just wanted to give that a little air.
Absolutely. 'Cause sometimes you got to air stuff out because airing it out is the best disinfectant.
That's right. So moving on, we got to keep it moving like that. Nate, we have comments. I hope it ain't Chaz saying how cute Brion is. Okay, who is it?
Well, we have Mary Cagley saying, "Hey there, good to see everyone. Can't believe that little baby Chastity has done all that she and Byron have done.
Yes.
Your children would go far, Rocki."
Oh, yes. I am so proud of
Super
them.
woman.
All right, so Chaveevah, where do we have our drawings? Now, we have that's what we'll do now. So we have a graphic, and I know you guys probably recognize this guy. It's a person that Chaveevah is sketching, and you have to be the first person on either page to get this right, and you win. If you're on the North End Update page, you will win $25. And then, and then if you're on the Rocki and Chaveevah page, you win
Dominique's Seafood.
a gift certificate. So name it, and Nate will let us know who the first person is that can name this graphic, this sketch that Chaveevah did at the Grout Museum. It's a permanent exhibit there, Chaveevah.
Yes, Black Stories Collective.
Yes. So Nate, you let us know. You got $25 on one page and Dominique's Seafood on the other. You got somebody
Let's
already?
see.
Yeah.
The first person.
Les Wild said Jimmy Porter.
That's right.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yes. Congratulations, Les Wild.
Les.
He was the first person on Rocki and Chaveevah, right?
Yes.
All right. Anybody on North End Update yet? They get $25.
Yeah. We have, it looks like Nita Wright.
She said
Jimmy Porter.
all right, Renita's our winner again.
Whoa.
Thank you so much for watching. And Renita also won last week. There's her picture. She's a winner of Ropes in the Kitchen.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, tell your mom and them, Renita. Everybody needs to watch every week. You might win money.
There you go.
And meet great people. Okay, we got some questions for our for our guest, Chaveevah. Let's talk to our lady first. Tell us a little bit about your business.
It's the Genesis Studio Spa. And I opened the first location downtown where it's off the river. It's a Schmitz Telecom building. I started up there in November 2013.
Really?
I did. I was there for about 5.5 years. I was just by myself, 300 square feet. And when the building got a little bit emptier, my next door neighbor decided to buy a building across the river. And I was there up until the pandemic. And then for 2 months, we were shut down. And then the owner decided to not reopen. So I had to find a new location. But God is good.
All
the time.
all the time.
And see, that's why I'm dressed up. I thought we were going to have a church.
Okay. Well, we had a church, I'm sure. In just a little while, we're going to have a little church in here.
There we go. So I talked to JSA, and I found the location where we're at now, which is right next to the Blacks building.
I love your
and
location.
I walked in there. Thank you. When I walked in, though, it was empty, and it's 900 square feet. Now, my oldest daughter was visiting, and I just remember looking in and going, I got to get up and going because I've been shut down for 2 months.
Oh, it had
but
to
it's
be
huge, and there was no floor, and I didn't have 10 grand. That was one quote to put it in. I said, Lord, if you want me here, you're going to have to help me with this, but I'll trust you. And Nikki said, it's perfect.
Oh, it
and
is. It's
I had
beautiful.
it completely imagined differently. God is better. He had it
Tell
much
everybody
better.
what-
So it's all
what do
about
y'all-
nature.
What do you have there? Because people may not even know what.
Right, some of the
It's-
services that you offer.
Yeah, I do body sugaring. That's one that I do. And then Jamie McGilligan, she's amazing. She is a facial artist, and she does the reflexology, facials, and ear candling. So we have just 4, and body
I want
sugaring
one of
is,
each. I want one of those, and one of those. Yeah.
And body sugaring is an ancient, most of what we do is very old. So ancient practices like body sugaring, gua sha, is basically taking natural approaches to skincare. So body sugaring uses a paste made out of sugar, water, and lemon juice. It's cooked and cooled to like a very hard type of honey, and then we heat it, and it's replacing wax. So it will do a much safer job to remove body hair. And so that's what I do almost every day. So I've gone to doing just that. The rest of the more relaxing
How long
services,
does the hair
Jamie.
removal last?
You probably won't see hairs for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So about once a month we'll keep everything going, and it's nice because it's completely safe. Everything we have in the spa is based on nature. And I just feel like, God has a wonderful way of taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
So instead of a lot of fillers and expensive synthetics and chemicals, we chosen to go things naturally. So the facials are all natural. Jamie does those. And ear candling, which is, again, a natural process that helps remove debris naturally. And then reflexology goes back to kind of like Chinese medicine. It's following the same pressure points as acupuncture and acupressure.
Yes, I love that idea.
And so it's very relaxing. So some people will combine the facial with reflexology.
That's sign me up for
very
those two.
relaxing.
Yeah, I want the facial reflexology. And do you do foot massages too? No.
Not foot massage, but we can do reflexology on the feet.
Yeah.
And we have something, we actually built a forest. So we call it the facial forest. And what we did is part of the room I sectioned off, and then Jamie has done an amazing job turning it into a literal forest. There's trees,
I can't
you walk
wait.
in, and we like to kid that if you can't get away, you can get away. I mean, she's got fountains, we got a fireplace that was donated. Some of the furniture was donated. I mean, people have been so kind.
Oh,
It has
sounds
been one
good. How
God
can
moment
people
after
find
another.
you? Can you give them some contact information?
I can't.
Oh, there
we're-
it is, right
oh,
there. She saved you a few.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're right next to the Blacks building. We share the walls, so we tell people we're next to the Blacks building, across the street from the coffee shop and Hungry Charlie's.
Awesome. And I can't wait to walk through the jungle and the forest and all of that there. And we will be there. We're going to actually, and she brought us a
wonderful.
gift. Do you sell this at your store too, chocolates?
We do. Those
Okay,
truffles are
truffles.
handmade. So, yeah, we support local businesses. So,
You do.
50% we buy from.
All right. Super duper. We got the best guest, Chaveevah.
Always.
Yes, and now we get to talk to Mr. the one and only Brion Martin. Brion, I think Chaveevah has a great question for you. And we've got a few questions, so hopefully we can get a few answers.
Oh, I like to talk.
Okay,
now that's a-
talking about that book you wrote.
That's right. That's a heavy title, The God Theorem. And so just in thinking about that, it says that you're logically explaining the existence of God.
That's correct.
Okay, so is there, okay, now I wrote this question down because I wanted to make sure I said it right.
Yeah.
Okay, does your book cover things logically that haven't already been addressed by faith? I asked that because I'm saying, as a matter of faith, I do believe already. So what I'm saying is there something that you explain
missing?
which would be persuasive to someone who's not,
Sure. I guess my approach, like, just even in the title, the word theorem is a truth established by means of accepted truths. So it's almost like a deductive approach to this conclusion. So for people who already believe, that's awesome. People have their own reasons for believing. They have their own testimonies, their own anecdotal stories. What I wanted to try to do with this book is just take this approach from just things that you can observe in our reality, certain logical truths to address two principles that hang on like this ontological argument or this existential argument. And the basic thing is, why is there a universe? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, why is there creation? Why do we exist? And you know what I mean? And then not only that, so it wrapped up in that why is that, like, is there a basis? Is there like plausibility? Is it possible? Like, which conclusion could you draw based on the fact that a universe exists? You know what I mean? The second follow-up thing that I try to address is that since we exist, is there any objective meaning to why we exist? And then as people come and go and we have this moral framework about what's right and wrong, thoughts about life and death, okay, so be it. You may have your own views on what life means or what life is leading to, but is there anything objective about where this thing is leading to? Is there any consequence of destiny for how you live your life?
Right.
Once
Now
again,
that's the big question.
Exactly. So,
Right. And now, so what made you want to write this book? I mean, I know
Yeah.
pastors are called. When did you know that you were called to write this book?
by accident.
Okay.
First of all, like, I started off writing children's books, and it was always like, it's always just been a passion to share the gospel. So as I'm sharing the gospel with these little kids, and I'm trying to explain like premillennial dispensationalism, you know what I mean? It's like, let me chill real quick. Let me calm down. And I remember as I was speaking to the kids, I used this example of like squirrels and animals and stuff like that, and they just immediately were receptive. And just the idea to write came into my mind. And I had been writing those children's books. Now, this book came about just by accident. I was at work one day, and somehow I was they brought in like a bag of peanuts. This is the dumbest way for this book to ever come about.
Okay, peanuts.
But it was just a simple peanut.
Okay.
And the thought just occurred to me that if we accept the premise of like evolution, was there ever a time when food needed to evolve?
Okay.
That silly question.
I mean, what everybody would think about when you see peanuts, right?
I mean, right.
Okay.
I said, as simple as it was, it just started me on this journey like, And because I didn't have those answers, it set me on a journey to look for those answers.
Wow.
And then in the process of looking into those answers and finding people who would refute our faith, it's like, well, there's an answer for that issue that you just raised. And the deeper I kind of went into that hole, I noticed that some people were just, either they were misled or they just simply misunderstood some of the tenets or the logic around our faith. And so I wanted to write a book not to combat with people, but if you had genuine questions, I wanted to do my best
to address that.
Right, to answer
And I know
those questions.
you've always been real generous with your knowledge or your perception of what's right, and I know we always appreciate that at family gatherings.
Always,
and
right?
sometimes you're always good for a debate for those non-believers. So if you would like to get a copy of Brion's book, how would they get a hold to you, Brion?
Yes, ma'am. If you would like a copy of the book, you can hit me up on Facebook, Messenger. We have copies down at Royal Legacy Christian Academy on West 5th. Or we also do delivery, so if you would like a copy, we're more than willing to. We're more than willing to sign a copy and then drop it off to you wherever you are.
Yeah.
And the price for the books are $20. Anything, just, you know what I mean? We just want to get the gospel out. And everything that we get basically just recycles back in to getting more books and a couple other things.
Are you still doing children's books?
Yes.
You know, I'm working on them, but my illustrator is so busy all the time.
Oh, we heard. I remember talking to Chastity. I think you guys have a new squirrel project or something going.
Yeah,
I know we're out of time, but
we'll address that on a different occasion. But we definitely have some things in the works.
They're doing a YouTube channel, lots of fun stuff for the kids. Yeah, so we hope you've enjoyed this show. We're getting ready to sing to our birthday people, but I knew I was going to feel better after this show.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to line up a facial. I'm going to find out all about God more. And Brion, really, I am. I want to read your book, Brion. I'm really excited. I'm so proud of you that you were able to actually commit to such a big project.
It is. And like I said, just the title itself will make you think. So,
exactly.
There it is.
Exactly. In fact, I never heard the word theorem until this. Really. I didn't know what theorem means. Is that theory? Theorem? I don't know. I guess I don't use it in my daily talk.
It's in that math/chemistry world.
No wonder. I try to stay away from that world. All right, birthday people, we know you've been waiting. Congratulations. Do we have a winner yet on North End Update? Did they guess Jimmy Porter?
Yes, we do. We've on each one, we have Renita Wright on one, and we have Les Wild on the
that's
other.
right, we do.
So, yes.
Thanks for the reminder, Chaveevah.
Okay.
All right, birthday people.
That's
we
right.
we got a drawing for them too, because every week we're having a birthday drawing. We're going to stir these up, and guess what you win, birthday people? You get to win a copy of Chaveevah's book called... Actually, let's give away Brion's book, The God Theorem.
There you go.
There you go. We're going to give away Brion's book, The God Theorem, today.
And the winner is... Betty Meyer and Tovar.
Yay, Betty!
All right, Betty.
My good friend. Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And you know, she's going to enjoy that book. I'm sure. So congratulations to Betty. And we got the best birthday people ready to sing to you. We got some bass in the house today with Brion singing.
Yes, yes.
And you sing soprano?
I play keyboards.
Okay,
at
you
church,
can
so
play your air
I will do
keyboard.
this. Yeah.
Troy Houghton, Soprano Wortham Wright, Glenda Mabry, Tyler Cohen, and Shelley Carey, Christopher Schwartz. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday and congratulations, Betty Myron Tovar,
Yes.
Timothy Culpepper, Latanya Mathis, hey, happy birthday, Shirley Ann Smith-Burt, Vanessa Tally Gardner, and Jody King Wadey, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. We hope you've enjoyed our show, and now we hope you enjoyed this wonderful song we've been practicing and rehearsing. And it goes something like this. I'm sure you would agree
It couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yay! See, we need to sing like that every Friday.
Yes, with energy, with gusto, and
harmony.
yeah.
Yeah, you sounded really good over here in my right ear.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you, Lynn. Did you enjoy yourself today?
I had a wonderful time.
Good.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, you're so
thank
welcome.
you for being
I
our
feel
guest.
blessed.
And thank you also, Brion.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much, Brion. Well, we have had another great show, Chaveevah.
Yes, we have.
And thank you, Nate. And we can't go without thanking Nate and Ed and, of course, Agnes, who
Yes.
always make us look good.
Right, and try to keep us on time, on point time-wise, but sometimes we go just a little bit over, but that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got Dominique Seafood waiting for us. We
Yes.
ordered some tonight. We hope you did too. And we want to remind you to keep doing more of what makes you awesome, like order Dominique Seafood.
Yep, and like Lynn and like Brion, you know why? Because it makes us all look good. See you next time.